Hey people, it is Thursday the 4th of December, currently 4:05 p.m. and a very chilly minus 8 degrees Celsius. Feeling more like minus 17, I think, with the wind chill. Double-digit minus temperatures if you include that wind chill, and it certainly feels it when the wind kicks up. I'm here on the corner of Queen and Spadina. I'm going to be heading south down Spadina here. And once I get to King Street, we'll head east a bit, and I'm going to check out a new building under construction by a famous Toronto-born architect you may have heard of. His name is Frank Gehry. And it's one of the most striking and eye-catching buildings in the city already, and it has still a long way to go. And after we take a look at that building, I'm going to go and take a look at Frank Gehry's other building here in Toronto. So we'll be checking out two Gehry buildings. It's a very Gehry walk around downtown on a very cold day. Maybe you already know what Frank Gehry's other building is in Toronto. Rush hour is upon us, although it's so cold today, it's not as busy as usual for a Thursday rush hour. Nobody wants to be out walking around in this, and I can't say I blame them. I don't want to be walking around in this, but here I am doing it. There's nothing like waiting for a unnecessarily long light to change in freezing cold weather. Crossing Richmond Street. To keep an eye on my battery, it's dropping quite quickly with the cold. Speaking past What a Bagel. Lots of great old buildings here on this southern end of Spadina. If you're a fan of bulky brick warehouse style buildings and fire escapes, which I am, this is one of the best neighborhoods to check out in the city. Speaking of fire escapes, that's a good one. Ooh, a big airliner flying over. Looks to be pretty low. There's Adelaide Street, two streetcars crossing. And you can see that old brick building across the way. all the steel green bracing on it, that's being prepared for demolition. I think they're going to retain 2 of the facades though and demolish the rest of the building. And then a new tower will be built, incorporating that old building. Facadism is what that is called. See another fire escape over there. I've climbed some of those in some videos and live streams before. It's been a while though since I've done it. Oh, check out this CN Tower reveal here. All right, we're at King. The streetcar right of way here, running down the center of the street. Let's cross to the other side. Get a better look at the Gehry building we're walking towards. All right, you can see it from here already. The crane says Forma. Once we get up close, let's see why this building is unique. Got another new tower just topping out right there. That one is not nearly as interesting and much shorter though than what the Forma building will be. New Village Pizzeria. I haven't heard much about that place.
आँख बंद करके करना है उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Some Christmas tunes. 'Tis the season. Rapidly losing light already too. Hopefully by the time I get to the second Gehry building, we'll still have some. Here's Peter Street, or Blue Jays Way, if you go south from here. Peter Street if you go north. That double-digit wind chill is kicking up real good right now. The Sutton Place Hotel, the new restaurant at the base here. Another old warehouse building that's been incorporated into a newer development. They did the same thing there as with that other building I showed earlier. Tore it all down but braced two of the facades. Then built it back up again, sort of. Got a foot dragger here. We'll walk through Restaurant Row. Restaurant Row went through some hard times, but it seems to be doing okay. Guy's not doing so well. Maybe that's why he's dragging his feet so much. Getting closer to the Forma. I'm going to be keeping tabs on this project as it progresses. So I think it'll become an icon in the city. And this is only the first phase we're looking at right now. The second phase hasn't begun construction yet. Crossing John Street. Hey, there's the tower again. Speaking of icons.
So I think there must be some kind of.
Princess of Wales Theatre. I'll start talking about this one. Phase one of the Forma towers. You can see the facade they're installing. So it looks like folded metal. It's like stainless steel with that very Gehry-esque sort of folds in the facade, and that's going to extend up the entire length of the building, which is getting quite tall, but eventually it will be, I think, 266.5 meters in height when it's topped out, which is 874 feet and 74 stories. But look how amazing this facade looks already. That is going to be one reflective and shiny building. And right next door, where this old warehouse building is, will be phase 2, which will be even taller. It'll be a similar design as phase 1. It'll be over 300 meters in height and 84 stories. So that will make it another super tall. I'm not sure when phase 2 is expected to begin, but hopefully in the not too distant future. There was a lot of doubts that this project would be built at all up until quite recently, actually. There were a lot of naysayers, but naysayers be damned. At least phase 1 is well underway now. So this will definitely be one of my favorite projects to be watching in the city. Frank Gehry was born in Toronto. Wasn't exactly raised here though, but we can still claim him as Toronto born. But his first building in the city was completed back in 2008, and I'm going to head over there now. Take a walk up Ed Mervish Way, or Duncan Street. Get another look at this awesome cladding here. And the next building is the Art Gallery of Ontario. Lots of great old brick buildings here along Duncan Street also. That one was also given the facadizing treatment when they built this tower. There was just a couple of walls at one point. Now it has offices and condominiums. And I like how this Forma building also is at a bit of an angle, and its design will have setbacks as it keeps rising upwards. Kind of a stacked sort of design with some offsets. Bollies or ballies? I'm not sure. Let's say ballies. The cold is kicking in big time. Have a look at the building. This building will be visible from all sorts of spots around the city when it's topped out, glinting in the sun. Adelaide Canyon there, going into the financial district. Another tower is going right on this corner. That's where the old Crocodile Rock bar was. This wind is brutal right now. I quite like that new tower also. It's a sleek design. Except those balconies sort of stick out like carbuncles. I think it would look better without them. Richmond Street. I'm all bundled up today. Got my heavy winter gear on, my heavy coat, heavy gloves, got the nice thick wool hat. Two pairs of socks, long johns. It's the first time I've bundled up like this since the weather turned. All right, crossing Queen Street. Take one last look south towards the new Forma building just to see how it'll look from here. And we got the CN Tower in the shot also. So that'll look awesome once it's topped out. All right, now we'll head over to John Street. I could also go up McCall here, but I think the John Street way is a bit more visually interesting to get a look at the gallery.
Like, you know what? It's too late.
Much music building. Still got the truck bursting out of the wall, even though there's not much going on in that building these days. CTV has abandoned the building, moved out to their Scarborough studios. All right, Queen and John. And north up John, and there you can see the gallery now, off in the distance. That blue building. See, my camera battery is in the red now. Got lots of great old multi-story brick warehouse and factory buildings along this part of John Street too. Some of them have been converted into offices and residential. quality knitting building. Everything moves more slowly in the cold. And this will take us through Grange Park. I like this old tower here. I think that's all that remains when most of that old church burned down. It's almost like an ancient ruin now. So you can see the Art Gallery of Ontario, Frank Gehry's first major building in Toronto. The original gallery dates back to the early 1900s, and you can still see the old historic building down below the new addition. And it's undergoing a new expansion right now, actually, which you can see under construction. That new expansion is not designed by Frank Gehry, though. But it has upwards of 500,000 square feet of exhibition space, or gallery space, I suppose, which makes it one of the largest art galleries in North America, and the second largest museum in Toronto after the ROM, if you want to consider it a museum. The new addition there, I think, is 6 stories, quite substantial, greatly increasing the gallery space even more. There's OCAD University, another interesting architectural addition to the city, as you can see. And you can see the curving, crinkly steel motif is apparent in part of this building as well. That staircase you see protruding out of the building. Old historic section down below. This is the back side, though, of the gallery. It fronts onto Dundas Street. You can see how much that staircase protrudes out of the building from here. And there's another one on this end, too. Some nice views of the financial district from the park. But we'll just swing around to the front of the building on Dundas Street. Got Beverly Street right here. Keeping an eye on my battery. There's that very Gehry-esque feature. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. Turn back around, you. There we go. The camera acts a little weird when it gets too cold or too hot. So this side of the gallery is a bit plain and uninteresting, but the facade facing the street is much more architecturally significant. I wanted to run across, but didn't happen. Well, you can sort of get a look at some of it here. If I can pan up. Can't really see it from this side of the street though, so I have to cross. Waiting for the very long Toronto lights to change here. The biggest complaint in the city these days. Like, I know, Ken, we've heard it all before. When there's a streetcar at an intersection though, sometimes the light can be prolonged so that the streetcar is able to pass through the intersection. They do have that capability. So if that's the case, I guess I won't complain if they're moving a streetcar full of people. It's good to keep it moving. The gallery is there behind the streetcar, as you can see. So that's the second building in this very Gehry walk around the city. First built in the city. So I hope you enjoyed the very Gehry, very cold walk around downtown. How many times am I going to say that? I guess that's it. But leave a comment down below if you enjoyed, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also make sure you hit that notification bell, that way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under K Continuum. So thanks for watching. And thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because, as always, I will continue.